Why am I always late to things? Oh well, I still got it. Hey, Wayne here. Today I'm going to be unboxing the new Nintendo 3DS XL. And while we're unboxing, I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts about what's going on with it and stuff. So of course everyone's familiar with the 3DS. This is my old 3DS. It's the green launch model, actually. It looks like I have a Street Pass, yay! One of the big problems with 3DS that a lot of people were aware of is just how bad the sweet spot on the 3D is. If you have it like straight there, it looks alright. You tilt it just a little bit and look at how it gets blurry. You can kind of tell with the camera, but not too much. How to play, yeah. Basically, one of the main problems with the 3DS was because you couldn't see the 3D very well without that sweet spot directly in front of you, a lot of people would just turn it off. So what Nintendo did with the new 3DS is made face tracking, so you can tilt the system and it'll actually properly track the 3D as it goes along. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Honestly, I'm in favor of them having a new version. It's kind of like the same thing as what they did with this right here, the DSi. This was basically the in-between stage of the original DS and the 3DS. This had some of the features that would eventually come to 3DS, for example, the cameras, the fact that there's no Game Boy Advance slot, the slightly bigger screens, and of course, one of the most important things of all is the SD card slot, and all that came to the 3DS. So personally, I believe that the new 3DS is kind of like a preview of some of the things they want to do with their next system. Some people are saying it's like codenamed, what was it, Nitro or something? Or actually Nitro might have been the code name for the original DS. But regardless, you know, there are already rumors floating around that Nintendo is going to be releasing a new console and a new handheld, and they might even be the same thing. We'll talk a little more about that in a future video, maybe. But for the moment, basically, the reason I'm not super crazy about this system is the name. I mean, they could have called it something like Nintendo 3DS XL Deluxe or Nintendo 3DS Deluxe XL, you know? New Nintendo 3DS, this is not going to be new forever. I mean, it's new for now, but just seems like a silly name, kind of like Wii U. What are they going to do, release a new Wii U in order to bring interest back in it? So anyway, just going to go ahead and unbox this here on camera. These are a little bit hard to find right now. I was lucky enough to go into a GameStop when they had replenished. And so as you can see, here's the back, the next dimension in entertainment. And it would have been more clever to say the new dimension in entertainment and show some of the features, some of the text and stuff like that. Obviously, this is going to be a much bigger system than the one I used to have. Now, the other major thing you need to know about this system before you buy it, and sorry for the autofocus. Let's see if I can turn it off, actually. There we go. The major problem with this is that it does not come with a power cable. It's because they're basically assuming that people who have who are getting the new 3DS already have an old one. But that kind of makes it harder to trade in the older system, and then there are some people who may want to get just this one, so that's a little annoying. Anyway, I just opened the box. We have this actually has a system inside, and then you also have this. These are the instructions and the AR cards. I'm a little surprised that they give you the AR cards at all, considering that, one, there are barely any games that use it. I think Kid Icarus Uprising is one of the only games that uses the AR cards. And secondly, if they did include the power supply because they were expecting people to already have a power supply because they already had a 3DS, they should expect that people will already have the AR cards. So, regardless, here they are. I think everybody already knows what they are. They don't come in that nice box like they used to. Yeah, see, these are what the AR cards came in from the original DS. Just kind of like this, so not as fancy, but whatever. Like I said, it kind of makes me wonder why they would even bother. Actually, these AR cards might not even be the same size. Let me check. No, they're the same size. Just wanted to make sure about that. But yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of surprised that they put that in, despite the fact that they didn't really have anything else. Instructions, just a quick guide. It's all in black and white. Nintendo used to make really nice color manuals, but they've kind of followed the trend now, and nobody has anything that's in color anymore. There's barely anything that has anything even anymore. And of course, here's a big thing that a lot of people don't like is now the system, in order to change out the card, you have to unscrew the back, go under the battery, so it's kind of like a smartphone in that way. I'm not totally sure why they did that. Maybe just the new design of the system made it really difficult for them to get it like that. So here we go. It's the new 3DS XL. Oh, that is gorgeous. I wanted the red because I've always had black since before. I've never had a red one before, though. This does look very, very nice. And on the back, very faint, you can see it says new 3DS. There's my webcam! Ah! Thing like that. Game cards go in the bottom now. The bottom also has, on my original 3DS, the headphone jack's in the same place. Stylus is now here as well. It's not as big as the original 3DS XL or the DSi XL, but it's still a decent stylus. It doesn't have the what they call it, like the telescoping action anymore. Like here's the original one. See how you can do that. To be fair, that was kind of gimmicky. I didn't really like that. I also didn't like how it went in the top. It was really easy to lose like that. I personally liked it best in the DSi, where it came out the side, and I believe that's the way it was done in the 3DS XL as well. But I never had a 3DS XL. So, you know, stylus here, headphone jack, game, and even the power button is here. Some people are worried that you could bump this power button while it's in your pocket and turn it off. I'll have to find out for myself. So, open it up. One thing I noticed that is really nice is it actually does have a snap in the halfway point there. So you can actually do things like if you're playing spectator mode on Smash Brothers, or if you're watching a cutscene, you can actually have it open part of the way, and then you can go do something else while you're waiting. And then, of course, normally the way you play is here, and then it does one more snap all the way down like that. So, get rid of this, and I'm going to go ahead and set this up. So, basically, before I do, just going to give you some of my final thoughts on this. The stick feels a lot more smooth. The little C stick here is not actually a stick, it's just like a rough nub, so it's kind of similar to how the old laptops functioned, when they would have a little nub in the middle of the keyboard, and you'd kind of just roll that around and stuff, and it's a little old school that way. It's pretty decent. It has a small profile. Select and start buttons are on the side now, much better than them being those little soft things over here. So, the buttons have colors now, it's kind of nice. And other than that, I guess there's not too many big changes. The big differences are going to be with the system actually turned on. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here for now, and I'll release a video with more of my first impressions on how it works with it turned on and stuff. I still have to do the system transfer and charge it up and stuff like that. So, I'll see you guys around later. Bye. Infinitos Studios.